We got Malaga completely wrong. We thought Malaga was just an airport city, a place you pass through on the way to the beach. But we couldn't have been more wrong.
Malaga has been a massive surprise.
Today we're stepping off the ship and discovering a city packed with art, history and culture. From Picasso's museum and the old town streets to shady parks, castles and cathedral views and a well-earned glass of sangria, all before walking back past the harbour towards the beach. This is a day in Malaga on foot and it's full of surprises, so come along with us and see for yourself.
Hello, hola, welcome to Malaga, Spain.
Why do you always do an accent? Yes, we're in Malaga and we've got a plan for today. We've arrived by cruise ship.
Yeah.
So we've had a little shuttle bus, which, to be honest, the length of time it took, we could have walked it.
Let me just tell you, when you get off the ship at Malaga through the port, it's quite a big terminal. All I saw today was a kiosk with hop-on, hop-off bus tickets. There's no hop-on, hop-off bus at the port, but there wasn't much at the port in regards to tourist information, was there?
No.
So just bear that in mind. It might be different when you go, but when we were there was nobody handing out maps. You know, I like a map. Nobody giving you any information. It purely was just that hop-on, hop-off bus.
Yes.
So the first thing we've done is, when we've got off the shuttle bus, which takes about 25 minutes actually, it takes longer than you think, we have come straight to the Tourist Information Office, which is 2 minutes away from where it drops you off, to get our maps. And I asked the guy inside there if there's a walking tour that he recommends, just self-guided. He's given us the map, says it takes about an hour. Also told us that it takes about half an hour to walk to the castle from the old town. But the thing that we've got to do first of all, and I'll let Giles talk now, is we're going to the Picasso Museum.
You've spoiled it now. We're going to go to the Picasso Museum. Now, this is something that I've wanted to come for quite some time. Apparently, this museum takes you on the journey of Picasso, from him being a more traditional artist to the crazy whack job, prolific nut painter that he was in the end. So it'll be interesting to see that progression. And I am going to paint a picture of Lisa in the style of Picasso if I get inspired by anything that I see today, and I'll put that picture up at the end of this video for you to see if it looks anything like her. So that's the plan. So right, shall we go to the Picasso Museum now, and we're going to explore the old town and the park and the castle later, so plenty to do.
Yeah, it's about a 9-minute walk from the Tourist Information Centre to the Picasso Museum, and there are 2 Picasso museums here. We're not going to his birthplace today, we are going to the art gallery.
Yes, and this one costs €13, and it's best to book in advance, we're told.
Yeah, apparently there's long lines of people, so we better go because our ticket is between 10 and 11:15 and it's already 10:15.
And we'll probably get lost.
Yeah, let's go.
So there's a big queue outside the Picasso Museum, and that is for pre-booked tickets. So definitely make sure you get your tickets booked and get here early. So we're about to go in and we'll show you what it's all about. We won't spend too long showing you, but we'll tell you what we thought about it. We've just come back from the Picasso Museum, and it was definitely worth the trip, and it's made me feel better about some of my art. I think when I've looked up close at some of his later work, I think he's not one for detail, is he?
No.
At all, or even the execution of it. The idea seems to be the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll flick up some photographs because you're not allowed to video in there. So we went around and you watched the progression of his work, and it is really interesting.
Just something to let you know though, when you do go in, we were stopped having our camera, and we had to have a conversation with someone, and they did want to keep the camera, and I said no because it's expensive, so they let us put it in my bag eventually. But if you're going in there with an expensive camera, just be wary of that. Because I was quite surprised by that.
Yeah. If you're wondering what the noise is, it's suitcases being dragged past. Bloody tourists.
But it's €13 to get in. We were in an hour and a half. Did I find it interesting? Now, Giles is more into art than I am, but I do like art. It was all right. I wouldn't rush back to go again. Would I advise anybody to go? If you like art, go. But there's much better art galleries that I think I've been to. And it did make me think, yeah, you know, I was quite amazed really that he became so successful. He was obviously a very intelligent, clever guy, but some of his artwork, thought perhaps, yeah, I might be able to even have an attempt at.
Yeah. Well, let's see what I can make of you. But Lisa did find something.
Well, no, Giles always likes to buy coasters when we go to art galleries. And look, don't you think this one here, it looks just like him today? So I said, yeah, you can buy that then, even though it's €14 and our dog will probably eat them on day 2. But yeah, so there you go.
So the plan is now we're going to follow the walking tour around and see what we can see in the old town part of Malaga.
Yeah.
We've got the map from earlier.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to go along that and maybe do the castle a bit later as well.
Come along with us, see if it's the sort of thing you want to get up to if you come to Malaga. So yeah, let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. So we're starting our tour on Marque de Calalarios, and this is a street with a lot of designer shops and names. So if you want to come shopping, this is a good place to start.
Yeah, it's pedestrianised as well, so nice and safe. Loads of people around.
Let's go and have a look around
and
this.
decorated really nicely for Christmas, even though it's the beginning of November.
They certainly do it early, don't they?
There's lots of street entertainers around as well, so yeah, really nice place.
Right, let's go.
Lots of souvenir shops here as well. And quite reasonably priced, I think. Oh gosh, cakes. Detour, I need to look at the cheesecakes.
So the way I was looking at the paintings, Lisa looks at cheesecakes.
Yeah, I'd rather spend an hour and a half in a cake shop than an art gallery. Oh, which one would I have? I think I'd have them all. They look lovely.
That's why we're very different people, aren't we, in that respect?
We are.
You're short and ugly, and I'm not.
Ah, how much are they?
See, that's how distracted she is by cakes. I can insult her like that, and she's
I'm just looking
still
how much
checking
they are.
out
For a
cakes.
piece of cheesecake, it's €4.50. For a whole one, like we've just seen, it's €6.90. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So we're here in the Plaza de la Constitution. Sorry if I've pronounced it incorrectly. But it's absolutely lovely here. I meant to tell you, this is November. We've got gorgeous weather. I mean, you know, I was worried about what to bring because, you know, when you look, you're not quite sure. But yeah, just in t-shirts, it's really pleasant temperature, isn't it?
It is very nice. This is apparently the centre of the old town as well. So it's a good place to start from. Once you've done your shopping, you come up here, and then we're off in that direction, I think.
And if you like coffee and you like Starbucks, because I know a lot of people collect those mugs, there's a Starbucks here, so you can get your Malaga mug.
Add it to the collection. We're not. We drink tea. And we're old-fashioned as well. We use tea leaves.
Coffee. I like coffee.
Yeah, I did have a coffee last night. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You're just talking rubbish as usual. So number 2 on the list of things to see on the walking tour is this place here, this museum, which is housed in an old palace.
So this is another art museum, and it costs €12 to get in, and it's a collection by Spanish artists. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to persuade Lisa to go in here because there are cakes elsewhere in the city to look at.
€12 to get in there.
I said that.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening to him.
Step away from the cakes.
Here we are, number 3 on the list. It's the Cathedral. You can go in there for a fee. Did you find out how much that was?
It was €10.
Yeah, we had heard though that unless you're really into churches and cathedrals, it's probably not worth going in, so we're not going to bother today. It's really impressive on the outside though. It's really pretty, and apparently there's been a cathedral here for like centuries. They started building one in the 16th century, and this has been, hold on, I've got to read my information. Blah 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 blah. The current building is of Renaissance style and it still hasn't been finished. And you can see the cranes, but there are cranes like putting things on top of the building, aren't there?
Yep, but it's still very nice from the outside.
It's
probably
really
nicer from
pretty.
the outside than the inside. So,
Yeah.
if you want to visit, let us know if you like the inside, if we just gave you some duff info. Right, onwards. So we're carrying on down past the front of the cathedral, down Calais Sister. Again, lots of shops, lots of places to eat. I'm really impressed with Malaga. It's definitely not just an airport city. So then when you get down to the end of Sister, you come to the Alcazaba Roman Theatre. Should we go and have a look what this is all about?
Yeah.
Is there a charge? Do we want to go and see a Roman theatre today? I'm quite intrigued by it. Let's go and have a look. So we checked out, there was a bit of a queue, but you can get a joint ticket for the Gibralfaro Castle and Alcazaba for €5.50, which sounds quite reasonable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's something that we might do.
You can get into this bit for free though, into
Yes.
the sort of amphitheatre place and have a look at it.
The Roman theatre is free, and it did remind
Yeah.
us actually of Rome, didn't it? As
Yes,
you're
it
walking down
did. Yeah.
that street past all the excavations.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that you can, have a look at this just as you wander along one of the roads. There's lots of people just checking it out. So, yeah, nice little place.
But the Alcazaba is separate.
So we've just stopped off at a little bar here in Malaga, and I'm going to have a white sangria. I'm going to try a traditional drink. Giles is having some local beer, and we're having a few nibbles. So yeah, it's lovely. We've had to move out of the sun because I was just too hot. I said, let's sit in the sun, and after 5 minutes I was absolutely baking. I put my cap on, so we've moved to the shade. It's a bit more comfortable, and it's November. Isn't that great?
What are you laughing at?
So that was a nice little pit stop. We had a glass of sangria, a beer and some cheese sticks, and it came to just over €10. So, very good. So here is Picasso's birthplace. It's now a museum. We're not going to go in it today because we've been in the other museum. But it's just on a lovely square where you can sit and have a coffee. It's a really lovely building actually, really nice architecture. Open from 9:30 till 8. There you go, if you fancy a look inside. This part of Malaga is giving me Krakow vibes. It was a little bit like this in Poland, very similar by the square where the cathedral was. The architecture is lovely. There's some lovely buildings. You've got to keep looking up towards the sky to appreciate it. And it's next to some really ugly buildings in the distance that I can see. But just focus on the good stuff. It's lovely. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know I'm a real sucker for a charity shop. I love charity shops. And there's one here, but it's closed. What a shame. I'd have gone in and had a bit of a mooch. Never mind. Might be another one. Love a bakery when I come abroad. I just could spend hours looking on the windows for bakeries. What is it with me? I just want to go in and have a look. Oh, there looks some nice stuff in here. Gosh, look at these things. My goodness, that's a big thing. I don't know what that is. That's a big thing, isn't it? Look at that.
Along this line. Perfect.
No, you've asked for the apple, but it didn't matter. My God, this is gorgeous. It is the best thing I've had in my mouth for ages. It's lovely. It's lovely. €1.80.
70.
€1.70. If I lived here, I'd be buying these every day. I'd be the size of a bus because, oh, this is delicious. There's a queue of people waiting in the street to get a table here. So it must be like the place to come. It's really buzzing.
We are now in the park, which is a strip of land going east. So
Was it reclaimed from the sea?
It was reclaimed from the sea, and there's quite a few old buildings along the left-hand side of it. So we're going to pick our way through the park and nip out if we see any interesting old buildings on the way.
It's really pretty, actually, isn't it? It's really green and lush. They obviously get a lot of rain here for it to be this lush. So, yeah.
I mean, so far, Malaga is really surprising us.
Yeah.
We'll let you know at the end our thoughts, but so far...
I really, really like Malaga. I didn't think I just wasn't expecting much from Malaga because I always think of it as the airport for like for Torremolinos or Marbella and places like that. But for a city break, I would definitely think about coming to Malaga because it's absolutely pretty. It's really pretty. There's lots to do. Cafe culture's great.
And the prices seem really reasonable as well for a city centre.
And the weather's great in November. What more can you ask? Yeah.
I don't know. Were we lucky? It was raining a couple of days ago, apparently.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous today.
Oh, it is. It's wonderful. Really lovely place. Yeah.
Come on then, more to do. Castle to see.
So we've had a stroll along the park and it is absolutely lovely along there. And we have now got to the bit where you make a steep descent. No, not descent. Ascent up to the castle. And it's really looks quite challenging, if I'm honest. It looks quite steep, doesn't it?
I know. I've had a dodgy ankle recently, so
yeah, it's your fault.
This will be a test. I'll tell you when we get down.
We might not actually get all the way up, if I'm honest with you, because we've been walking a lot today, and I forgot about your foot.
And yeah.
But I mean, this is another reason to come back to Malaga if we don't make it to the top.
Yeah, and I've just seen right next to it is another contemporary art museum.
There's loads of museums in Malaga, actually.
Yeah,
there's a lot of culture here. It's just a really surprising city. It really is. So shall we go and see if we can get up there?
Let's see how far we get.
Yeah, I mean, even if we get a little bit up there, we'll get some good views, I reckon. So we'll show you what it's like.
Right, let's go. Best foot forward. That's this one. No directions. up, I suppose, is the way. Let's try up.
We've had to stop and have a rest because it's really steep and I'm out of breath. And Giles would have just carried on, but he forgets that I'm in my mid-50s and I'm not as fit as I used to be, and I just need to stop every now and again to take a breather.
I'm in my late 50s. It's not an excuse.
He'd just keep marching on. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking at some of the people going up here, and they've got like coats and scarves on, and I'm absolutely sweating, and I'm in a short sleeve top. Wow, it is really amazing, like what people are wearing here in November. You know, I think the locals feel it's probably cold, and us Brits think, oh my goodness, this is better weather than we get in England in July. Let's get our tops off.
Calm down.
No, don't worry, I won't do that. So yeah, I'll see if I can carry on going. It is 23 degrees here today. We've just checked the weather forecast, and that's what the temperature is at the moment. I just cannot believe that people are in coats and scarves. I wish I'd have captured it for you to show you, because you probably don't believe me. Believe me. We made it to the top. It was tough in this heat. God knows what it's like in July, I tell you.
Yeah,
My goodness.
I encourage Lisa right the way to the top, up to the very point where you pay €10 entry, and then I stopped her.
No, I said, to be honest, I'm not that fussed about going in, because I've only had one drink today, and that was sangria. So I need to hydrate. And it's now sort of 3:30ish, I think, and the thought of just walking around a castle in this heat and then having to walk back to the ship, I just thought, no, it's too tiring, because we've got a really busy day tomorrow. We're in Gibraltar tomorrow, so we're planning on going up to the top of the rock tomorrow and doing a lot of walking. So I know we've got quite a couple of real physical days, haven't we? And we've done an awful lot of walking today, so I think the plan is now to walk down and walk along the harbour, because there's some lovely yachts along that harbour. And I think there's like some cafes and things, so we can see, if we can stop off and have a drink and make our way back to the ship. So I think that is the plan. So yeah, gosh, Giles, have you had a shower today?
Yes, no. Sweating.
He's sweating. Gosh, yeah, you are.
I thought it was you.
It's you. He's blaming me. So it's nice to have a little rest. We have found a little restaurant on the way down from the castle. It's about 3/4 of the way down. A little bit exclusive, but prices are okay. Coffee was €2.50. My water was €3. Actually, it was more expensive than the coffee. Giles has had a Coca-Cola. I think that was about €3.50. I was just thinking, the prices are so much different to Norway. If you've been watching our stuff recently, you know that I love Norway, and I've been to Norway twice this year and absolutely love it. But it is a lot more expensive for things like drinks and coffees and that. So it is nice coming somewhere where you don't flinch if you want a cup of coffee or a drink, because it's not £7 or something. But no, it's nice here, and it's just nice to have a relax and a sit down. The sun has gone behind some clouds. It's getting a little bit cloudy, so it's cooler now. And we've got a bit of a walk back to the port. I think it's about 30 minutes, but it looks like it's quite a nice walk. So we're on our way back to the cruise ship, and we've come across this market down on the harbour. which is really nice. Very bougie. Giles is looking for a bargain. I'm not sure he's going to find one here, but yeah, if you just want to nip off the cruise ship and not walk too far, you could always come down to this place. Wow, these ice creams look lovely. Very popular place here. So down here by the harbour, it's really busy. It's Friday, it's 5 o'clock local time, and as you can see, it's all happening. It's all kicking off down here in a good way. Lots of people about, cafe culture, the weather's nice. Yeah, a really pretty place to just come and have a walk. You know, if you don't want to go too far, I just think this is a nice place for you to have a wander around. I just really didn't expect Malaga to be like this. It has really exceeded my expectations. Because sometimes when I have seen Malaga on a cruise itinerary, I've just thought, oh, Malaga, that's the place where you catch the plane to go to Torremolinos. And yeah, you know, I would never have thought to come here, but having come here on a cruise, it's made me think, actually, I'd come back here for a city break. There's also a lot of money here. I mean, look at this yacht. Wow. Fancy spending a week cruising around the Med on that? I reckon it'd be dearer than £599 for 7 nights with £100 credit and all your food. That's quite a nice building, isn't it? Pretty. He's returned. I haven't lost him. I thought I'd lost you.
No, so look, it's a little Catholic chapel thing, I think. You can't go in.
And did you know there is a beach in Malaga? I never knew that. It's not a great beach, but there is a beach here. And look, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday, and I bet all the locals have finished work. And in November, they're coming down to sit on the beach and watch the sunset in an hour or so's time. It's good, isn't it? How great to be on the beach in November. Fancy a swim? And we've come to the end of our day in Malaga.
And we're spending it on the beach,
We're
aren't we?
spending it on the beach. It's 5:15 and it's still a lovely temperature. It's November. And yeah, the sea's behind us. The sun's still in the sky. What a lovely, lovely day. Honest, Malaga has been a massive surprise. What did you think?
Yeah, it was a lot nicer than I thought. I knew the old town would be nice, but I wasn't quite prepared for how many nice places within it there were. Some lovely eateries. The cathedral's magnificent, even though they're still sorting the roof out. The Picasso Museum was good, but yeah, it made me sort of think about art. So, all in all, a really good day, and there's so much that we haven't done.
Yeah, I mean, we did that walking tour that they told us about in the Tourist Information Centre, which was interesting. If you come in, pop in there and get that map, because it does help you navigate your way around the old town, and you get to see a bit more than perhaps you might do otherwise.
Yeah, because I do think Malaga is a very big city. So if you stray outside the old town, you're going to be in some areas that aren't perhaps quite as nice or interesting. It's going to be like any other city. So I think it is important to know where you're going and stick within the bits that are pretty and where the touristy stuff is.
And I mean, we, as you saw, didn't get to go in the castle or the ruins, But we've said we want to come again to Malaga, and next time I think we would do that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's one of these places that maybe we're overnight here, which is unusual. And we're not leaving till about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight.
10:30 tonight.
10:30 tonight, but we've got to be on for 9, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we'd have a bit more time than usual. So it's unusual to have such a long time in port, isn't it, for Malaga? So I think it's a destination to come back to independently.
You can get cheap flights to Malaga.
Yeah.
And you know, I think I will look now and think about a couple of nights, because we might have to start doing that. You know, we might have to start having little breaks like that rather than 7-night holidays.
True.
Because of the situation we have with our dogs. So, yeah, it might be something to consider. But yeah, don't be put off if you're looking at a cruise itinerary and Malaga's on there. You'll love it because it's great. There's something for everybody here.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Right, this is the reveal of the Malaga-inspired Picasso painting of Lisa. This is the first time that she will have seen it, so I'm recording her reaction live on this camera as it happens. So let's see what she thinks.
It looks like I'm smoking a joint.
Well, there you go. It's captured you perfectly. You pothead.
I don't think we'll be putting it in the lounge. I mean, it's all right, but it doesn't look anything like me. It looks like an old guy in a wig.
Does anybody want to buy a painting? Malaga, travelling light, top recommendation. Thank you very much for watching.
Yes, and we will see you next time. Safe travels.
In Gibraltar.
Ooh, bye.
Bye.